finally, the European Greens have made an endorsement, and I just know they're about to endorse Jill Stein. And they actually tell Jill Stein to step down and endorse Kamala Harris. Okay. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of endorsing Jill Stein, the actual Green Party candidate, the European Greens decided to endorse Kamala Harris because she's the only one who can block Donald Trump from reaching the White House. And of course they hit you with that same line, this is the most important election of our lifetime. Like that's supposed to matter. Because the choice is Trump and a possible continuation of genocide, and Kamala, a guaranteed continuation of genocide. So maybe it is the most important election of our lifetime, but not for the reasons that they're talking about. But look at how they go into detail with this endorsement. The Green Party family is made up of Green parties across Europe and advocates for politics that prioritizes the planet, people in peace above corporate greed, systemic injustice, and violence. So y'all wrote all that, and your conclusion was, Jill Stein, you should drop out and endorse the candidate that represents the exact opposite of everything our party supposedly stands for. With friends like the European Green Party, who needs Democrats? And some of you might be thinking or assuming that the European Green Party will be avidly against genocide, so how could they even think about endorsing Kamala Harris? Yeah, unfortunately, you would be mistaken. They are not as clear on their anti-genocide stance as you would think they are as compared to the Green Party of the United States. They're all about reaffirming Israel's right to exist before we even open up any discussion about the hundreds of thousands of lives ended by Israel and Gaza. In fact, if you go read their entire platform regarding Gaza, it looks as if Kamala wrote it herself. During this election alone, the Democratic Party has spent an inordinate amount of time, energy, and effort trying to do things like keep the Green Party off ballots in certain states, literally steal their federal funding so that they can't campaign effectively, keep them off the debate stage. And that's just some of the things that they've done to the Green Party and Jill Stein in this election, not to speak about the last 4 to 8 years. And all that time, the European Greens had nothing to say about the literal fascism, about the actual attacks on our democracy by suppressing a party from being heard so that people know what their options are when it comes to November 5th, 2024 presidential election. But now since Kamala can't get her shit together, since Muslim and Arab voters are leaving the Democratic Party in droves to specifically vote for Jill Stein and Butch Ware, now the European Green Party finally want to come out and comment in our election, and it's to tell the Green Party member to drop out of the election instead of congratulating her for offering a viable substitute, a viable option for voters who have, I don't know, a fucking soul, and refuse to continue a genocide with their vote, continue to fund the military-industrial complex unapologetically and without accountability with their votes. Look, man, I know our Green Party ain't perfect, but damn, at least our Green Party isn't openly advocating to vote for genocide. But that just lets you know something. Jill Stein is doing so well that Green parties from across the world have been called on to try and take her down. The UK Labour Party, who would normally be advocating on behalf of a candidate like Jill Stein, is showing up to North Carolina to campaign on behalf of Kamala Harris. The Democrats even ran an ad for the very first time against the Green Party candidate when they ran one recently against Jill Stein. It looks like, much to the chagrin and the disbelief of Democrats, genocide actually is a red line for much of the country. Thank God. Because I was starting to get a little bit worried, y'all. I really was.